Okay, so you know that feeling you get like when your to-do list is I don't know, like a mile long?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And you're just bouncing between all these tasks, and then at the end of the day you're like, wait a minute, what did I actually get done today that
Right.
actually mattered?
Hmm.
And that really resonated with me when I was reading the intro to Living Lean. It's like that feeling of just constant motion, but no real progress,
Yeah.
And, that feeling is exactly where you sent me these two resources.
Yes.
Living Lean ebook, and then its practical companion, Living Lean, the workbook.
That's right.
So in this deep dive, we're going to try to cut through all that noise together.
Exactly. And I think, your instinct in sharing these with me was spot on. Because what we're going to do today is really kind of dig into the exercises that are in the workbook,
Okay.
but not just as like standalone activities, right?
Right.
We're going to use those deeper insights from the ebook to really understand why these exercises in particular are so powerful for like optimizing your time, simplifying your life, and really focusing on what fuels you.
Yeah.
It's like unlocking the hidden potential within your day.
Yeah. What I noticed right away with the workbook is that it really frames this whole approach as like more than just the set of productivity hacks.
Yeah.
It's like this lean mindset.
Exactly, for life.
Not just for business.
Not just business. No, it's for your whole life.
Exactly.
Mm.
So we're going to concentrate on two exercises today from the workbook
Okay.
that are really designed to silence the noise and eliminate distractions that keep you feeling so busy but ineffective. And those are value stream mapping and the Eisenhower Matrix.
Awesome.
So value stream mapping, let's dive into that one first.
Okay, so value stream mapping, as it's presented in the workbook, is a really insightful exercise that asks you to become a detective of your own time.
Ooh, I
Right.
like that.
Right? So the fundamental idea is that you take a step back and you look at all of your daily activities, both professionally and personally, and categorize them into one of three categories.
Okay.
Adds value to my life. Necessary, but doesn't add value, and waste of time, energy.
So it's a lot more involved than just making a to-do list.
Yes, very much so.
You really have to consciously evaluate each activity.
You do.
And that brings to mind the ebook's discussion of muda.
Yes.
Or waste.
Exactly.
It's not just about physical clutter, is it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
And this is where the ebook provides a much richer understanding of it.
Okay.
It outlines all these different forms of waste in our lives that go so far beyond just a messy desk.
Right.
So think about overcommitting yourself, right? You're filling your schedule with all of these things that don't actually move you forward. Or the time that we spend on tasks that are necessary to keep things running, but they don't actually contribute to your core goals or bring you joy. Then there's mental clutter, that constant worries and anxieties that drain your energy. Procrastination, of course, is a huge one.
Of course.
And then let's not forget the endless stream of distractions.
Oh, yeah, those are the worst.
That pull us away from what we really intend to do.
Yeah.
What's fascinating is that, as the ebook points out, is that eliminating this waste isn't about deprivation.
Okay.
It's about creating more room, more mental and emotional space for the things that you actually care about.
Okay. I like that. So more room for what matters.
Yes, exactly.
So then that leads perfectly into the next step in the workbook's value stream mapping.
Yes.
Which is identifying where you should be focusing your energy.
That's right.
Those activities that add value to your life. But it's not always so obvious, is it?
It's not always obvious, and that's where the ebook's chapter on focus on value becomes so crucial, because it emphasizes that value is deeply personal and subjective.
Okay.
So what one person finds incredibly valuable, another person may not.
Totally.
The ebook really encourages you to connect value to your own unique goals, your deepest aspirations, and that feeling of vitality of truly being alive.
Okay.
And it prompts you to ask yourself these questions. What activities truly energize me? What accomplishments leave me with a sense of pride and fulfillment? What relationships bring me genuine joy and unwavering support?
Yeah.
And these are the threads that weave together your own personal value stream.
Okay, so once you've done all this detailed mapping, the workbook gives some really practical advice on how to deal with each category.
It does.
Adds value activities, make them your priority necessary, but doesn't add value, try to automate them or delegate them.
Yes.
And waste of time, energy, eliminate or reduce them. It sounds so simple in theory, but putting it into practice.
I know, right? It's easier said than done.
It is. And this is where the ebook's discussion on busyness versus effectiveness really provides some crucial context.
It does.
The ebook makes a powerful distinction between the two.
Yes.
It's not about how many things you can cram into your day. It's about consistently doing the right thing.
Exactly. And being strategic with your time and your energy.
Okay.
And focusing on those actions that yield meaningful results with less overall effort and less stress.
Yeah.
There's real efficiency in that.
There is, and the ebook even shares this really relatable experience where the author realizes that they're constantly busy, checking emails late at night, thinking about work during family dinner, but they weren't actually being effective in the areas that really mattered. And I think so many of us can identify with that feeling of being physically present, but mentally somewhere else entirely.
Totally. Well, like we're on autopilot sometimes.
Totally. So that's a really potent illustration of how easy it is to fall into that trap of busyness without intention.
It is.
You're expending all this energy, but not in a way that aligns with your values or moves you towards your goals.
Right. You're not being intentional about it.
Exactly. And this is precisely where value stream mapping becomes such a powerful tool.
It is.
By visually mapping your activities, you start to see the noise in your life, those distractions, those obligations that don't really serve you.
It allows you to just step back, gain clarity, and then make those conscious choices about where you're going to invest your time and energy.
Yes.
All right. So we've looked at value stream mapping, understanding our activities, identifying the waste.
Okay.
The next tool from the workbook is the Eisenhower Matrix.
All right.
Which takes a different angle on managing our workload.
It does. So the Eisenhower Matrix offers a framework for prioritizing tasks based on their urgency and importance.
Okay.
So it's a simple but incredibly effective visual tool that helps you categorize everything that's on your plate into one of 4 quadrants: urgent and important. Not urgent, but important. Urgent, but not important. And not urgent, not important.
And the workbook gives very clear action items for each of these.
It does.
Urgent and important. You tackle those, now, not urgent but important. You plan for them for later. Urgent but not important, delegate.
Yes.
And then not urgent, not important. Eliminate.
Get rid of them.
Yes. It's a very decisive approach.
It is, and it directly supports those lean principles that we were discussing from the ebook.
Particularly the focus on value and eliminating waste. So the Eisenhower Matrix gives you this really structured method for making those tough decisions about what deserves your immediate attention.
Right.
What needs to be scheduled, what can be handed off, and what simply isn't worth your time.
Right. It's about being intentional with your focus.
Exactly.
And the workbook pushes for immediate action here.
It does.
It encourages you to identify 3 tasks that you can delegate or eliminate right away, and 3 not urgent but important tasks that you can schedule. And that immediacy seems really key to breaking that cycle of just reacting to what feels pressing at the moment.
Absolutely. And, this emphasis on immediate action also connects strongly to the ebooks discussion.
Okay.
About the cumulative cost of procrastination and inaction. Right? It's like all that wasted time and energy, it adds up, and it can negatively impact not only your productivity, but also your overall well-being and happiness.
Yeah, you're right.
So by taking those small, immediate steps to eliminate or delegate those less important tasks, you free up mental bandwidth and create that momentum for the things that really matter.
It's so interesting how that not urgent but important quadrant, those tasks that we're told to plan for, really align with the ebook's emphasis on living with purpose.
They do.
Those are often the activities that contribute to our long-term goals, our personal growth, and our core values.
Exactly.
And by intentionally scheduling them, we're making sure that they don't get constantly pushed aside by these more immediate but less significant demands.
Right, because they're not urgent, so they're easy to put off.
Exactly. It's about investing in your future, not just reacting to the present.
I love that.
And the workbook's suggestion to delegate urgent but not important tasks speaks directly to the Simplify to Thrive chapter in the ebook.
It does.
These are the tasks that often feel so pressing, but don't necessarily leverage your unique skills or contribute to your most important objectives. Delegating them when feasible isn't just about offloading work.
It's not.
It's about reclaiming your time and energy so you can focus on the higher value activities that only you can do.
Exactly. It's about leveraging the skills of others.
Right, and amplifying your impact.
Yes.
So when you look at both value stream mapping and the Eisenhower Matrix together, it's so clear how they complement each other and reinforce these core lean principles from the ebook.
Absolutely.
One helps you see where all your time is going, what's not adding value.
Right.
And then the other one gives you this framework for prioritizing and acting on your tasks more effectively.
Exactly. They're both practical tools for really embodying those key lean tenets of eliminating waste,
right,
optimizing flow by focusing on value, and ultimately creating more value in your daily life. And they directly address that feeling that you mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah.
That sense of being constantly busy, but not truly accomplishing what's important.
Yeah.
They offer a tangible path towards greater focus and impact.
And the ebook emphasizes that this isn't a quick fix or a one-time solution.
It's not. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, not a shortcut.
Exactly.
It requires a consistent commitment to these principles for sustained growth and effectiveness.
That's right.
And the workbook provides that ongoing hands-on way to integrate the lean mindset into your daily routine.
Exactly. It's a great companion to the ebook.
It is, and it reminds me of the anecdote in the ebook about Steve Jobs simplifying his wardrobe.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't about being trendy.
Yeah.
It was about reducing decision fatigue and freeing up all that mental space.
For more important things.
For more important things.
Yeah.
For creative work. These exercises in the workbook aim to do the very same thing for our time and energy.
Exactly.
Cut through the clutter so we can concentrate on what truly drives us forward. And as the ebook beautifully summarizes living, lean is about doing less but doing it better.
I love that quote.
It's a good one. It's about that intentionality and that unwavering focus on value that these workbook exercises are designed to cultivate.
Absolutely.
So if you're feeling that familiar pull of being overwhelmed, constantly in motion, but not truly effective, the Living Lean workbook offers these two practical tools, value stream mapping and the Eisenhower Matrix.
That's so helpful.
They are. And as we've explored today through the insights of the ebook,
Yeah.
these aren't just random time management fads.
No.
They're rooted in the fundamental lean principles of eliminating waste and fiercely focusing on what truly adds value to your life.
Exactly. And by actively engaging with these exercises, you're empowering yourself to identify and shed the unnecessary, prioritize the meaningful, and ultimately craft a more focused, intentional, and fulfilling way of living.
So here's a final thought for you to consider.
Okay.
Think about one activity you might have identified as waste of time energy using that value stream mapping exercise.
Okay.
Or maybe one urgent but not important task from the Eisenhower Matrix that you could delegate. What immediate difference would eliminating or delegating that one thing make in your day?
That's a great question.
And even more importantly, what could you do with that newfound time and energy that truly resonates with your values and brings you that genuine sense of purpose and joy?
What could you do with that time?
And as the workbook suggests, we encourage you to check out the full Living Lean book.
Yes.
It's a deeper dive into all these principles and how they can be applied across every facet of your life.
And the workbook also points you toward their Telegram channel.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a fantastic ongoing resource for even more practical tips and strategies on boosting productivity, managing your time and stress more effectively, and cultivating greater focus.
So it's all about continuing that journey to living a more lean and intentional life.
It is. So take that initial step. Explore these powerful tools and embrace the journey.
Yeah.
We have no doubt that by consciously focusing on what truly matters and actively eliminating the waste, that you'll discover yourself living a life with greater intention, greater impact, and ultimately greater fulfillment.
That's what it's all about.